The sawing of the horse's mouth with a special iron instrument that is secured in the mouth by a belt system has certainly become one of the standard methods of equestrian sport and is practiced everywhere. This method per se is the essence of equestrian sport. There is a strictly scientific term for this: neurocranial shock. The mastery of the sportsman consists in the skillful causation of such a shock, paralysing each attempt by the horse to resist, with a painful blow directly to the brain. The hypersensitive nervous system of the horse's skull has a dense ramification of 12 pairs of nerves, which are very vulnerable due to their sensitivity in the mouth or nearby areas, and are accessible to a blow or pressure from the controlling bit. Practically the skull's entire nervous system is being set on fire by blows or the pressure of the bit against highly innervated tissues of the oral cavity. Taking into account the utmost proximity to the brain and the fact that the roots of these nerves are connected directly with the brain, the effect of neurocranial shock is achieved instantly. This method is used both by Olympic champions and amateur riders. There exists no other method in equestrian sport to assure the obedience of the horse. A so-called snaffle, a pivotless iron instrument placed in the horse's mouth, creates an impact upon the horse's mouth and brain by way of constant, painful neurocranial shock. Accepted in the breaking of the horse, for example, a metal instrument equipped with levers called a bit provides almost constant, painful neurocranial shock. I think the professor will excuse me if I translate his academic anatomical language into colloquial speech. Here are the vertebrae of the cervical spine. Here is the atlas, here the so-called second vertebra, the epistrophius. That very epistrophius which has this fatal flange. Here is how they are connected in the horse's neck. From above, they are covered with epistrophius dorsal copula. This epistrophius dorsal copula is secured by these very membranes, the membrane alto occipitalis and membrane alto occipitalis. When these membranes are torn, which always happens during forced collection, the epistrophius dorsal copula is, of course, either stretched or torn. And then the epistrophius flange starts to attack the spinal cord from below. And the most unpleasant thing is that it attacks a vulnerable conducting part of the spinal cord, and all these sinister, painful movements, which are so highly merited in dressage, represent just a symptom of damage to the spinal cord's conducting part. But as we already know, there are real veterinarians who are eager to fight the abomination of equestrian sport, who are eager to do a lot of things so that the schoolmaster's insane dream about the horse free of iron, pain and human meanness may come to fruition. Tübingen, World Conference for Natural Hoof Care and Holistic Horse Treatment under the patronage of Hiltrud Strasser, Doctor of Veterinary Science, famous researcher and scientist. At this Congress, there are veterinary professors and doctors from England, Australia, South Africa, Switzerland, France, from all over the world. Making a speech at this Congress, introducing my methods of horse education to the international veterinary community, I suddenly asked the audience a simple and very sensitive question.
Скажите мне, кто понимает, что применение железа во рту лошади преступно?
He understands that now he is in the company of the most progressive, outstanding vets of the time. Who of you understands how destructive is the use of iron in the mouth?
The answer to this question was a sea of raised hands. Everybody raised their hand. The happiness in the eyes of these professors was amazing. Maybe for the first time in their lives, they were given an example of how it is possible to talk easily and fearlessly on the most delicate subject in the world of horse riders, the subject of the bit. And what happiness it was to give easily and fearlessly the fearless answer, openly raising the hand maybe for the first time in their lives.